left.
The liberation of mutant kind has begun.
Welcome to the future.
Who's this clown?
Not clown, Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poisons, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You don't understand what's happening at all. We got audio. I got my Yeti. Do I got my desktop?
What?
Yeah, we did. All right, we are here. We're fashionably late, as you can see.
Sorry, my bad.
Dude is dressed up. Anyway, welcome to episode number 70 of Two Fat Guys Pull Us, where we are talking about our pulls for the week of 12/19. No, not 19. Today's the 19th. 12/15. Duh. Anyway, last Wednesday. B minus.
For this week?
Yeah. Nah, I'll give it a solid B. What up, Jaden?
Good to be.
Solid B. And Patty, what up? I thought it was a pretty good week. I was not upset with it. But it wasn't as stellar as like last week. Last week was really good. Yeah. But anyway, we got some business to talk about, and then we'll get on to the show. So as usual, we're going to talk about our sponsor, Collected Comics and Games, and their website, BradyComics.com. As you all know, Collected Comics and Games is where we buy our comics, and his website, Ron's website, is BradyComics.com. And if you want some, if you're going shopping, maybe you got some extra Christmas shopping to do right now, and you want to get some comics, and you're like, you know what? I want to get some random exclusive covers. Well, we've got a deal for you. We've got a Two Fat Guys Pull Us upgrade and premium upgrade on BrainyComics.com. So when you look up Two Fat Guys Pull Us, these upgrades will come up. And what it is essentially is if you do the upgrade for $8, you will get an exclusive cover in your cart. And when whatever you buy comes into the mail, you will get an exclusive cover. If you do the premium upgrade, you get 2 for $15. Now, that price is a deal. So if you look at some of these exclusives that he has on the website currently, there's some pretty sick ones. I have already ordered this She-Hulk #1 exclusive. It's freaking awesome. I did the the variant or the Virgin and the trade, but you can get the trade as well. We've got this awesome Batgirls cover. Amazing. We've got a Venom cover here for issue number 3. Also, you got a trade deal here. And then you've got this Department of Truth number 15, Day of the Dead, Ice Cream Man number 28 duo right here. So there are some sick covers that Ron has available. So if you're interested in that, go to BrainyComics.com. Go ahead and shop for what you want, and then put that upgrade on your cart, and you will get an exclusive cover or 2, depending on what you pick. So go ahead and check that out when you get a chance, because we love them. Mm-hmm. Also, we're in the middle of a milestone giveaway. We've got tiers between $5.50, $6.50, $7.50, $8.50, $9.50, and $1,000. And right now we're trying to get to $5.50. If we get to 550 subscribers, we're giving away this 8.5 CGC graded Batman Adventures homage cover. Very, very cool looking cover. So let's hit that goal, guys. Let's hit that $5.50. We're so close. And then as usual, I have to talk about it every time. We are obviously trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. We want to hit that. And when we do, we're giving away the CBCS graded 9.8 Amazing Spider-Man #4 first appearance of Silk. I'm telling you now, I bet you she shows up in the Spider-Verse, in Sony's Spider-Verse, either part 1 or part 2. She is coming, I'm telling you. And then Amazon's working on a show for her. So this issue's getting hotter and hotter by the day. So the longer we wait, I guess that makes sense for y'all, but at some point I'm going to be like, you know what, I'm not giving away that book. Anyway.
I've been saying this whole time.
I know. Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, let's get into the show. Let's talk about our books this week, and we always start off with our X books. We're kicking off the show with Excalibur issue number 16. This is the last issue in Excalibur. Yeah, definitely quotations. We're going on to Knights of X after this, but we got to give it its due. This is the last issue in the Excalibur title. I don't know. I don't know how I liked it.
Sure, it was a fine issue, but it literally just, Knights of X is just going to be Excalibur number 27. And so
you're right.
I understand it. I get that we're relaunching everything.
Right.
Yada yada. It is going to be, it looks like a new team, or at least a revamped version. Even though the team has morphed a lot in the past 26 issues.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, the content of this book was just okay. It was fun.
Yeah, I thought the ultimate sacrifice, I think without the explanation, I was kind of like, wait, what happened? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, essentially, she went back to Outer World without a gate, right? And she's there by herself. And now it's up to...
In the middle of a war zone that they were very obviously losing.
Right, and she can't get resurrected over there. So, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. But I was kind of hoping for, like, the death of Cetronine or Betsy sacrificing herself for the entire group, which she doesn't really do. She openly makes the decision to go back. She didn't teleport everybody out so that they could survive and she got left behind. Everybody made it out of Otherworld. Like, she didn't have to go back. Like, they could have game planned and then gone back.
Right, and it seems like that's what's going to happen anyway, because the preview cover that we have for the first cover of Knights of X is her with Rachel and Gambit. Mm-hmm. So it seems like the gang will be back together right away. So there wasn't a lot of oomph here. There wasn't a lot of like weight to what was happening.
Now, I will say, with the restructuring of the team, I am beyond stoked for Shatterstar and Bay to be part of the team. I am so happy, and the fact that Shatterstar kind of has like a new costume. He's got the red head guard now, which looks really badass. And I don't know, Shatterstar is he's such a cool character. He's arrogant. But he's good. Like, there's a reason for his arrogance, because he's so good at what he does. And I'm definitely digging the romantic movement between him and Richter. The continuation of that. Yeah. And I want more Bay. I want to see what Bay does, and I'm hoping we get some Doug Ramsey popping in here or there.
If Bay's in here, I really hope that means we're gonna get Doug too.
I'm sure we will. But overall, I guess you can't really expect it to be this amazing finale, because like we knew after the Destiny of X announcement that this book was essentially returned, like it was continuing. It was just getting a new title and new artist. We did say that Teenie Howard is on the writing, right?
Yes, and see, I was going to go into that too. So it's really great that Teenie Howard is still on the book. I want to see her vision for this book. But I am more than just a little bit disappointed that Marcus Toe is not going to be on the book.
Now, are you disappointed that Marcus Toe is not going to be on the book, but you're not disappointed with who is going to be doing the artwork with?
Of course not. Bob Quinn, I'm not super familiar with his work, but I don't have a problem with it.
Did you see? I was going to say, did you see him basically take out just assholes that are like, this book is, I'm not going to read it because the previous artist isn't on the book, and he didn't even get tagged in it. He got hashtagged in it, and so he found it and he was like, "Sorry, bro." Like he went in there and started destroying people that were just pissed that people were going out and saying he sucks. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, that is such a dipshit move, in my opinion.
Right? Yeah. No. That's stupid. And he's done some other issues on the X line that we've seen. He did. Or is it on the X line? He did the art in the Hellfire Gala Guide. He did the Cable Reloaded one shot.
That was good.
He's done a couple of issues of.
Did you do Way of X? Did you do some Way of X?
I don't. Yes.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. He did all 5 issues of Way of X and then Onslaught Revelation.
That was good shit.
It's good.
All right.
Well, it has nothing to do with him at all. Marcus Toe has created literally every character that has appeared in this book is now Marcus Toe's version of them is now my official version.
Your favorite, and okay, I gotcha.
So
no, I can.
That's the reason why.
Right, I understand that. What up, Brandon? Yeah, again, this was an okay. It was better than an okay issue. It was a good issue. I just think what brought it down to a B was this Betsy Braddock makes the ultimate sacrifice. Like that is a total like gotcha grab, because in the book it's like, well, no, she'll be back. Like like it just didn't have as much weight, and again, it's because this isn't really the end. We're going into Knights of X, and it's Excalibur 2.0. But overall, fun issue.
Yes.
So, moving on with our X-Books, we're going to X-Force issue number 26. Oh my god, I am going to struggle with this part of the review because I hated issue 25 so bad.
Oh, really?
And then this issue was like, well, why didn't you just do this? Like I liked this issue. I actually did. Because in my opinion, and I know you're about to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I can see it in your eyes. They explain why Wolverine did what he did. I still think it was stupid. I still think he didn't check on him, but clearly like this chick that he kind of fell in love with or has got a crush on is some kind of modified human and or mutant. I don't know. But then at the same time, I'm like, we just wasted a whole issue. We built this entire arc out of 2 issues. And I think what really brought it down for me is like, again, X-Force has been all over the map, right? Like we had this consistent story of Xeno, and then like events came in, and then Percy was kind of like putting Wolverine and X-Force together. It's just messy, and I don't like that because X-Force started off so well. And so I read this issue and I was like, and then, the back page, I'm like, well, fuck, man. Well, now I got to buy it in April.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't hate issue 25. I hadn't read it, so I read 25 and 26 back to back. So I got this little 2 arcs story together. I think it's a pretty good Quentin Quire story. A little bit of development for him. I think that the Wolverine falling in love with this girl that's a surfer that is just random is like,
right.
The dude that's been alive for like 200 years, and he's just gonna be like, oh, that's what's up. You're right. That was dumb. Right. And again, like what? Besides the Quentin Quire backup story, like what are we doing here? How are we driving forward the plot? And really, we took 2 entire issues to just be like, oh, what's the baddies group?
Xeno.
Xeno got a baby. Like, okay, great.
Well, yeah.
And by the way, we're probably not going to do anything with that until at least April. And by the way, here's a random hint at Colossus on the final page. That's in Rasputin. Oh, remember another storyline that we've done now?
Right. Yeah. Like it's like we've got all these storylines, and we're just trying to get it all put into one package. So when we get to April, and for me, really, the biggest thing for the 25 and 26 was, hey, don't forget about Xeno. They're a major threat. Yep. Right. And they were a major threat in the first 6 issues. And so were the Russians. And then like events in Percy's Wolverine comic got in the way. And I think it suffered. And like both of us were like, we're done. Like we are done with X-Force. And then the last page is like all Krakoa's little dirty little secrets are coming out. And we're like, God damn it. All right, I'll give you the first arc. I'll give you first 5. And then...
I still don't know where I'm at. I don't know. I'll probably change my mind 10 times between now and
right, then. Yeah. But anyway, the cover's cool.
Hmm?
Yeah, the cover's really cool. And we saw a lava shark. I thought that was cool.
And it gets cut in half.
Yeah. But other than that, I wasn't... It's not that I wasn't impressed. I'm just still disappointed. And I hate, and I say this every time, I hate sounding like that. Like, I hate, like, oh, this fucking comic sucks. Like, I don't like that. I don't like saying that. But it's because I'm passionate about the X-Men. I just think they're a great property, and when you muddy it with events to the point where I just feel like Percy's just kind of throwing things around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I felt like other. Oh, hold on. Are we not getting a good stream? No, we should be fine.
What's up?
I got a message from YouTube saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streams, such as viewers that will experience buffering. Interesting.
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going
You
crazy.
guys, if there's issues, let us know.
Yeah.
Just holla.
Let me refresh that. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm yeah. Let us know if you're having trouble watching the video. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents about it. We'll move on. All right, Defenders. Huh?
Art was great.
The what?
Art was great.
The art was great. I think the best thing I can say about this issue is that I feel like we are getting a little bit more clarity in the sense that we're jumping. What do they call it? They called it. It wasn't cosmoses, and not realities. They're jumping dimensions.
What?
Right?
No, they're jumping universes, right? It's
universes. Yeah.
Like different iterations of the universe.
Right, but I felt like this was a clarity on that. Like they openly talked about it. You know, and obviously there are things here that you know, it was weird. I think you're right. You're absolutely right. I know you were saying a joke, but I think you're absolutely right. Defenders will not be explained until the very last issue of the very last page, and it'll be like a magic is real. You know, like I don't know.
I'm starting to get worried that it's not going to get explained after this issue because
it'll just be like an open concept. Right?
Yeah. And I'll just be like, I for whatever reason, I need to go find someone smarter than me that's reviewing this to see if I can get a better understanding. Because like I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, this art is crazy. But like at the end of the day, I'm like, this just seems like Doctor Strange is having a fever dream, and he's just at the end just gonna wake up and be like, "Whoa, that was fucking weird."
Maybe this is his amazing fantasies. Maybe this is his death dream. This is his fever death dream. Maybe. You know, and he'll wake up and be like, "Fuck, I'm dead." Well, oh well. You know, like, I don't know. You know, this will be a short review on this book. It was just weird, and I agree with Nate. The artwork was cool. Seeing the alternate versions of everybody was cool. You know, Thor's literally got a thundercloud head. It's pretty cool. But other than that, I'm still at a loss, and I'm going to continue to pick it up because I want to support Al Ewing. I think his writing is fantastic. The writing in this issue is fantastic. I just don't know what the fuck's going on.
It also doesn't help when you've got a book that's a high concept that is hard to understand month by month anyway, and then you have a 3-month stretch in between.
Right. I agree, and I think that benefited you with X-Force. You know, you got to read 25 and 26 next to each other. I had to wait a month, and I was like, you know,
right.
more surfing. Great. All right, Demon Days, Rising Storm from Peach Momoko. This was fantastic. I'm getting Trigger vibes. I'm getting, and you don't know what that is. I'm getting Kill La Kill vibes.
Like,
no. Kill La Kill vibes. Sisters going at it. We get a reveal that Mariko and I don't remember her name, the sister's name, like Ojin.
Which is an Ojin, but yeah.
They're sisters, and there's been a mistaken, you know, death kind of thing here, you know, and she's being Mariko is being blamed for it, and we're getting a full-on sister-on-sister battle. It's going to be sick. The representation of the characters in this book: Thor, Storm, fucking Hulk. This issue was. I mean, again, I love that Marvel is allowing Peach to just do whatever. Yeah, do whatever she wants. You know, like, and I don't know, like seeing Mariko go berserk a little bit in this issue was really cool. The concept behind Thor and Storm being wind and thunder gods, fucking cool. Brandon says Kill la Kill. I love it. Yes, Kill la Kill is. Nate, I think you should watch it. I think you need to watch Kill la Kill. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
But it's out there. Okay, like it's and it. I'll even say it's pervy. It's a bit pervy.
Oh.
But you need to see it. You'll watch it. Like once this is over, then go watch it because it'll remind you of it. It's so badass. Anyway, this was like centimeters away from being my pick of the week. Like if I had a Marvel pick of the week, this is my Marvel pick of the week.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. If we were to break it up individually, this would definitely be the Marvel pick.
And again, Peach just does a fantastic job of showing, integrating Japanese culture and folklore, which I think is amazing. I think her voice is extremely present in this book. Her artwork is fantastic. Even when it's a fast-paced, you can tell that she's moving to a different panel to get more detailed and one's not as specific. But I think she does it so well with the movement of that panel that it doesn't bother you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks rushed. Well, yeah, because she's moving. It's a quick paced move. It's a camera move or something like that. So
no, none of this feels rushed to me in the slightest bit. It's very, very well thought out, very intricate. You can tell that like there are probably, I mean, it's it's obviously months in between issues, but there's probably like this fucking Hulk page probably took her days.
Oh my god.
So good.
That reveal was so fun for me. Like, this is a great issue. And again, I will say it again. If you're not reading these Demon Days stories and you can get your hands on the single copies, I think you should. If you can't, there definitely will be a collected version. If it's a hardcover, yep, I'm getting it. Because I'm sure the hardcover will have like extensive pages in the back of like material from her designing it and like character design. Like, it's gonna be great. I just know it's gonna be great.
I also can't. I don't think there's a better example in the whole world of a reason why manga shouldn't be colored. Like, you gotta color your manga, and you literally have a masterpiece.
You're never gonna drop that. You're just never.
I literally will never drop it. Once I'm just gonna do it every 2 months, even after this story ends in March. I'm just gonna every 2 months. So March, May, July. Just be ready for it. I'm gonna bring it up.
What's interesting is at the end of this book, they say this is the end of and I forget the name of the arc, but they say the end of the arc. They don't say this is the end of Peach's, like, I think Demon Days is going to continue. We may get a 6 month.
There's just one more issue.
I understand that. What I'm saying is I think she's going to continue Demon Days. We may get a 6 month break, but they're saying this is the end of the arc.
There's one more issue in March. That's the end of the story. Blood Feud. It says it's in the back. It's literally in the back of this book.
You wait. In July, it'll be like,
don't miss the conclusion of the Yashida saga in Demon Days, Blood Feud #1, out 2022.
There'll be more in 2022.
This book is not the end of anything. It's the next book that's the end.
What I'm saying is after that book, I'm telling you, it'll be like Peach will be back, or Demon Days, or Now
that we're seeing Peach Mocha DC books, man, I don't know.
You have no faith. You just have no
maybe
faith.
Maybe she's signing a 1-year contract with DC now, seeing who's got the better deals.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad about that.
I wouldn't either.
Because I'd love to see that too. All right, let's talk about Eternals, issue number 8.
You do that.
Well, okay, well, what did you not understand? What was there not? How was this a hard issue to understand?
Maybe it's just dumb, and I just don't get what matters. What does it matter? Like,
well, okay, you've got Icarus, who is literally learning how to fight fight with existence.
Yes. Okay. Cool.
That was cool. You've got I don't know her name, the chick in the gold.
Athena. Realizing
that deviants can die and they're being poisoned.
Don't care. Okay. What else?
Okay, I thought that was cool.
And I don't know what it was about this issue, man, but I just looked at it and I was like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, Thanos is about to just rock the Eternals world.
Yes,
he just grew, man. He just employed,
activated those
like mercenary Eternals. I don't know, dude. I thought that, like, when he showed up, I was like, oh, it's about to go down.
I don't know why, but for some reason, I just felt like I was swimming in mud all issue, and it just like felt weird and inconsequential, and I don't know.
And I'm the opposite. I was like, man, like we're building up to something massive here. Kind of like it.
Maybe I was too sleepy or something.
I think you need to read the issue again.
I guess
He's so vanilla. I love it. Anyway, I thought it was a good issue. I thought that Assad Ribic's crazy eyes in certain instances really fucking worked in this issue. God, what was it? There's one where like someone's like,
it's gotta be this one, right?
yes.
Jesus, yeah.
What's dodging? You know, like teach me this dodge.
Dodging. Tell me more about dodging.
I thought it was a good issue. I thought it was a decent filler issue, if that makes any sense. Like it clearly was a filler issue. Because we're getting ready for Thanos to just like completely rock the Eternals world. Like he's Eternal Prime. And now he's trying to get a new body. Like
what does that even mean?
Well, he was created inefficiently.
No, Eternal Prime. What does that even really mean?
I don't know. I have no idea. He's the president of the Eternals.
President, yes.
I don't know. Come on, dude. You were all about this book last month.
You know this book isn't solicited past January either.
Don't say that shit. Oh my god.
I'm just saying it's not. Like if it's coming out in February, it's not coming out in February because we already have February solicitations. So
maybe we're gonna break.
Oh, don't we already have another book in February? It's the the introduction of that guy. Then they're like, he's worse than Thanos.
Yes, like him and Thanos are teaming up.
That's fine. And we don't have March solicitations yet, right?
Not yet. I think this week.
Okay.
So.
Got it.
Well, that was fun. Let's talk about issue 2 of Hulk from Donny Cates. There's a little bit of upheaval about this book, and I don't quite understand it.
Is there?
Well, didn't you say there was people that are upset and they were just all mad on Twitter, like, "Oh, it fucking sucks."
No, that's what's his name said. That's what Mark said.
Oh, is that what Mark said?
Yeah.
I genuinely enjoyed the issue. I loved that Otley teased new characters on Twitter on Tuesday, and Wednesday we realized that they lasted a page, 2 panels. Like,
they're obliterated.
You know, and I'm over here on New Comic Day. Make sure to pick up issue number 2 because it's gonna be big. It's Donny Cates, and you're gonna put it in Mylar. I mean, I guess you could still do that. They do technically exist. And maybe we'll get a backstory later, but they fucking died, dude. Like, obliterated by Smash. What's he called? Smastronaut. Smastronaut. But you know, this issue in a nutshell is Hulk, Banner are being pursued by something, and if Banner inside of the spaceship Hulk cannot figure out this whole problem, he will revert back to his human. Hulk will be lost, and in the travel,
he'll go back to being Banner, but he's in the middle of space,
so he'll die. He'll die. Well, he'll die, but I guess the Hulk would come back, but maybe he loses control. I don't know. I guess whatever he's worked on will go away, essentially. Like, that's why he's working so hard to keep it, because if he reverts back to being Banner, I'm sure the Hulk will take over, and everything that we've set up, the Starship Hulk, will no longer work, because Hulk, the Hulk will regain control. So he figures out to try to keep Hulk in the Hulk form. In doing so, he's making the subconscious Hulk fight numerous baddies from his past, to the point where he pushes it to the limit and fights a giant Wolverine in the subconscious of Hulk.
Yeah.
And it was brutal as fuck. Like, Ryan Otley ain't pulling punches. Like, it was grody as fuck.
I love that Wolverine was in the actual, like, original suit.
Yeah.
His first appearance.
Yep.
And when we say a giant Wolverine, I mean Hulk isn't even as big as one of his claws. Like, he's next to his claws, and his claws come out to here, and Hulk's only half that size.
Right.
But that doesn't stop him from ripping a claw out of his hand. Literally rips it out of his hand. And doesn't he stabs him with it, right? Stabs him right in the heart with it.
Yeah, and then he
goes after he punched his eyeball.
Just like, Jesus. And Brandon asks, I don't understand what makes Hulk a starship. So, it's deep, but it's also not. Essentially, Banner, this helmet that he's wearing, He stole it from Mordok in the Free Comic Book Day video comic, and it's some kind of mind control. It's some kind of mind control device, but in the subconscious of Banner and Hulk, the personality. This is so fucking weird. The personality of Banner is literally controlling the body of Hulk like a spaceship. So Banner has created a what do you want to call it? A deck, a starship deck. What's that? On the Enterprise, I don't know, and he's literally piloting his body, the Hulk's body, within his subconscious as a spaceship.
Right, because usually when Hulk is out, when the body is Hulk's subconscious is in control, and Banner's in the background. But now, Bruce Banner has found a way to make the Hulk body out there, but Bruce Banner is still in control of it.
Right.
He's controlling it like a robot or a submarine.
Or a submarine.
It's a spaceship because he's literally flying through space right now.
Right, and the Hulk is literally wearing jetpacks, and it's weird. What up, Eric? How you doing? I'm glad you're here tonight. It's a good. I don't know. I liked the issue, and then the hook at the end is they are being pursued by what looks like to be a future version of Banner. Mm-hmm. But Banner, when he catches them, basically says, "Oh, like you have consciousness. You actually can speak. Like you aren't like the others. Like this is the first time I've caught a Hulk that's like you." So he's been hunting Hulks from alternate realities. I don't know. Shit got weird. Yeah, go for it. Anyway, let's see. Brandon says, okay, like a battleship or a bus, or why a spaceship? Well, because he's actually traveling through space. So in the first issue, Hulk or Banner went through a gate that Tony Stark had set up with his symbiote. I'm gonna get this right. A symbiote infused. What are they called? Celestial from King in Black. It's deep. Donnie is definitely connecting all of his comics together, and he's using the King in Black event, and in that event, Iron Man was able to get a hold of a Celestial that was being consumed by a symbiote and control it. So now he's got that. He's got some kind of weird cosmic gate inside of it, and Banner knew about it, and he traveled through the gate, and that's where we lay off in this, or that's where we start off in this issue number 2. Is he's gone through the gate cosmically, and he's just on autopilot, and he ends up killing a bunch of new characters within the first 2 pages of the book that we were kind of teased at. It was crazy. I still think this book is awesome. I'm loving the Ryan Ottley artwork. I think Ryan Ottley's artwork and Donny Cates' style of writing go hand in hand. That makes sense. The Cates verse. Exactly. Overall, I think, Donnie and Ottley are a perfect match for each other, just like Donnie was really good with Stegman in Venom. I think this is a great match. My only worry about this book is, Ottley's already asking, like, how long should an artist really be on a book? And the fact that he's asking that question tells me that he's not going to be on here for much longer, which really sucks. I think Ottley's artwork really complements what Cates is trying to develop. I mean, you can clearly tell that I don't know if Donnie picked Ottley or if Marvel just put the two together. I would assume that Donny Cates was like, I want Ryan Ottley because his style and his violence essentially really fits the story. So that's my only worry about this book, is that Ottley's going to be off in like issue 6 or 7, and I hope that doesn't happen. So that's my thought. What do you think?
Well, I didn't hear the last part of what you were saying, so I'm
just talking about Ottley potentially not being on the book after like issue 5 or 6.
Oh, that would be very disappointing.
Right.
I mean, he's not on anything right now, so I don't know why he wouldn't be.
But when I remember talking to Ron about it, Ron was like, he's just kind of flaky in the sense that he doesn't stay on books very long outside of like Invincible. Like he just kind of. Jade says it's so violent. It's awesome. Yes, it is. It's amazing. All right, let's move on. Strange Academy, issue number 14, The Future of Strange Academy. I dug this issue. I thought it was a great issue. It was also close to being my pick of the week. Like if Demon Days didn't exist, this would have been my Marvel pick of the week.
It felt slightly gimmicky to me. But it makes sense. They've been talking about this prophecy forever, so.
Well, I think what I liked about it is it kind of makes me feel like we're gonna like Strange Academy isn't going anywhere. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. Like if the artist needs to take a break, they will. That's what makes the book. I just liked it. I liked. Is it Damien? Yeah. No. Yeah. Damien is playing with time travel. Goes into a future. I don't know if it's his reality's future or not. They're kind of vague on that. Like even when.
Well, if you technically go by 616 rules, you can never go to your own future or past. You can only split off.
Okay. Well, we'll see. But essentially goes to a future where Damien and Emily are fighting each other, and someone's gonna die. And just I loved the character development. I loved seeing the future. I loved seeing the fact that all of the characters that we are following, not all of them are on one side. They're like the groups are split. Like we've got a group here, and then the other group, the Frost Giant, the other Asgardian brother, the chick from Limbo. There was somebody else. They're on the other side. They're with Damien, and they basically have two sides that are going to fight at the Strange Academy because it's in shambles. It was just fun. I was worried for some reason when this got solicited that before we got the next book that this was going to be kind of the end. Like, and this is where the Strange Academies is going to see you next year in a completely new book called Strange War. You know what I mean. But we didn't get that. We just got a glimpse into the future, which I really dig, and I think. Ramos's artwork again, fantastic. Loving the Scotty Young story, and I will preach it till the dogs come home. This would be an amazing Disney Plus animated series with like Pixar inspired animation, in my opinion. So
even Scotty Young animation.
We say what?
So even Scotty Young drawn animation.
Yeah, for sure.
He's drawn animation before.
Well, there you go. And then we also got, outside of this prophecy storyline, the kid with the jacket, he's dabbling in what we've already been kind of, he wants to get a wish so he can become more magical. See how that plays out. There's just a lot of, I want to say that give props to Scotty Young, give props to Marvel for creating these new characters, and we care about them, right? Yeah. Like, I genuinely like these characters, and I feel like I've read them before, even though they're brand new characters. And the same can't be said about Teen Titans Academy. Like, and I will, any opportunity I get to stab that thing in the back, I will. So, all right, let's talk about Star Wars High Republic Adventures IDW Annual.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
The cool thing about this is it's the first time that all 5 writers have gotten together to do something, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if it's going to be like a cool like weaving in and out, but it's just 5 mini stories.
Oh, okay.
So like, that's okay, I guess. The cool thing is, I think what each one has done has taken some of their some of the specific characters that they created in the novels that appeared in novels first, and sort of put them into page format. Or comic book format, and so you can actually see these characters interacting with each other instead of just visualizing them while you're reading a novel. So the first story has my favorite character of all of High Republic's series, BRZRKR, who is a Padawan to what is his name? No, I'm not going to remember it. Does it actually say his name? Loden Greystorm.
Okay.
And he gets captured in the first book, and we don't know his fate. And actually, I think if you're super current, you do know his fate, but we're not there in certain aspects of the story. I am not, so I don't want to.
Let me pause you right there.
Oh, God.
Hold on. I'm just saying, I'm getting a little frustrated with this whole, like, well, we're not there, but we're over here, we're there, but we're not, and we got to wait for the game to come out, and then, but what about that book? And, like,
but that's only if you're not keeping up. If you're reading it as it comes out, you're fine. But you're not keeping up with everything, so you don't care about these things. You don't care about knowing how Loden Greystorm dies or not, because you don't know who he is.
Continue. Just continue.
I mean, you're complaining about nothing. Anyway,
I am.
So you're complaining about stuff you wouldn't know if you didn't do this show with me. Because you wouldn't know about any of this stuff because you don't read it.
I'm sorry. I just want. You know why I'm pissed? Because we're not reviewing the book that I read. We can't review it.
We can still review it.
No. Because you want to be all current and shit. So
I just don't want to know. I'll just have to mute you for while you review it.
No, that's okay. What's the point? Go ahead.
What's the point of me doing this book? You didn't read this one, so
because I'm genuinely. I want to know what you read. You know what I'm saying?
The first story is by Charles Soule, and it takes place in between essentially the events that happen in the Light of the Jedi book, the first book.
Okay.
You have BRZRKR and Loden Greystorm. They've just been transferred to a outpost really far out in the middle of nowhere. Bel's kind of disappointed because he's a Padawan, wants to see things, and now he's got put to like a backwater town where he doesn't think he's going to see any action or anything. There he meets Indira and Porter. What's his last name? Porter or something. Basically, Porter's like this old guy who is known to be one of the greatest Jedi warriors of all time, but now he's old and he just makes soup all the time. And Indira is his other, Jedi that's there in the outpost with him. These characters will become important because later on you will see them in the book. They fight. Loden gets captured by the Nile, and Indira becomes Bel's new master, and Porter shows you that he can actually still fight and kill the hell out of people. So it's really cool.
What happened to the rock?
That's not. We haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay.
So this story is just an introduction to these characters, basically. They go on a little mission. There's this grubby guy that is in a cave that's about to collapse, and he's like, I really want this diamond. And they're like, if you hit that diamond, everything's going to collapse. And he's like, fucking worth it. I'm going to try anyway. And so he does it, and everything collapses, but Loden is able to save him just in time. That's really all it is. It just acts as an introduction to these characters. I thought it was really cool seeing all of these characters that I've envisioned in my head, but I've never seen them on paper before because they haven't appeared anywhere in the comics.
Right.
Except I think Bell has a cover appearance on a variant, but that's it. The second story is Leox and Affy. Leox and Affy were created by Claudia Gray in her first book. This is, again, just introducing you to them as characters. They are... Affy is the heir apparent to a shipping mogul that in the book you find out that her mom's not real, or her adoptive mom is not quite legit. And Leox is the captain of the ship that she's been training on. And so this is just an introduction to them. They steal a jewel from a mining town that they think is abandoned, and then they start getting chased down by the people. And they're like, yo, what the fuck? You stole our gem, and that's the gem of our goddess. And they're like, oh, sorry about that. Well, we thought this was abandoned. And they're like, there's literally hundreds of us. What are you talking about? Like, okay, here you go. You can have it back. And it shows you that they're good people, even though they do bad things sometimes. Oh, and Geode's in there too. He's just a rock.
He's just a rock.
He's just a rock. The other one is a story by Justina Ireland, which has Vernestra Rowe and Stellan Geos. They're characters from Kevin Scott's Rise of the Storm? Something like that. It's the one that has the Great Fair in it. They're really prominent in that book, and this is just showing their backstory. This shows you how Vernestra Rowe becomes his Stellagio's Padawan, and how she like basically kicks his ass the first time they fight, even though she's like a young Padawan and he's like a full Jedi Master. And
Okay.
He's more really good at like diplomacy and stuff, and like and like learning and all that. He doesn't really fight that much, and she's like super into fighting.
Okay.
And then finally, there's a story by Daniel Jose Older that I introduces Crash in the crew, and I don't know who they are, and maybe it's from his Kitty stuff because I don't know.
Gotcha.
And I haven't read the kid books, but it was basically an attack. Someone tries to attack the Chancellor, and they stop the attack, and her dog eats a robot. It's kind of funny. She has like dogs that look like lions.
Okay.
Oh, and then there's a quick story in the back with Lorna D, who is on the cover of this week's regular Marvel High Republic. And she shows up and thinks she's about to take over an outpost, and we actually see her unmasked for the first time.
Ooh.
And as soon as she is about to step off the ship and go down and try to kick some ass, Porter Engle arrives, and who's the Jedi that the suit maker, and he steps off the ship, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, that's the guy that we thought he just made suit, but he kicks everyone's ass. So we're fucking out of here." And then they all run away.
What the fuck?
So,
All right. Well, that's
it. Honestly, like unless you're like totally like me, 110% into it, and you want to know every last little detail of High Republic, I'd say it's very skippable. But I thoroughly enjoyed it.
How was the artwork?
Good. All 5 stories had different art, and all 5 stories were radically different. So they all only one of them I would say was meh. The rest of them were really good.
Nice. All right, let's jump into our DC books with Batgirls issue number 1. So the artist on this book is the same one that did I Love the Me You Love in the Dark, just a lot more colorful. I will say I loved this issue. My only criticism to it is I felt, even though it's a $3.99 issue, I felt like it was a little long, if that makes any sense. And it clearly doesn't. Yeah, I just felt like I for me reading it, I immediately, because we've gotten so much backstory within the Batman issues in Fear State, like I get it. Not everybody read those, right? So you have to establish, the triangle with these girls and their relationships, and how they're a cohesive unit and that they're living together and all this jazz. But I even felt like in that, like I knew that going in like the first, let's say 4.5, 5 pages, I was like, okay, I get it. Like this is where they're living. They're together. Babs is a bit of a nerd. She's trying to be like the older sister and support these 2 girls in being her street team. Right. But then like we kept doing that. Like I felt like we were establishing even more, and I was like, we already established this. Like I felt like we'd already done that. Let's get to the I don't want to say get to the action, but I was ready for them to like own the streets, or like stake their claim, right? And it was like, no, bunk beds. And I was like, wait, I get that. Like I understand. But outside of that, I think the artwork is extremely engaging. I'm digging the new villains that they're popping up in this book. I'm loving the idea of the Seer still like fucking with Babs and the other 2. Overall, I was I wasn't surprised. I liked it, and I'm going to continue on obviously into issue 2 and 3. Like I'm going to keep going.
This was so close to my pick of the week, and and I almost wonder if I should just give it to it, but I see, and I felt the opposite. But I understand. I feel like what you're saying is valid. I enjoyed having an issue where I felt like, you know what, we're easing into everything with them. I liked the transition, the behind the scenes. I enjoy seeing superheroes not superheroing.
Yeah,
I think that's an aspect still to this day that is not necessarily really prevalent, and I think it helps me create a more cohesive story. So I loved it.
Okay,
but I think you're right. I think we have a hit here, like with Jorge Corona on the art. I think it just fits the voice that we're trying to get out of the story, and I think these three girls are different enough that they will each be intriguing enough to be able to carry their own thing.
I will say this though. I hope that Babs is not done being in Nightwing. You know, like I like, you know what I mean? Like I'm digging her and Nightwing being this thing that everyone's like, God, finally, you know what I mean? Like, so I hope she's still involved in that. But yeah, I was digging this for sure. So looking forward to the next issue. All right, the next up is Robin and Batman, issue number 2. Am I alone?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I know what your pick of the week is then.
That's Jim's pick of the week.
This issue was fucking brutal. It was brutal because of I felt like, because it's the point of view of Robin, right? Like everything is the point of view of Robin. And so the way Robin sees Bruce is like army, captain's orders. He doesn't know shit kind of thing. Right. And in this issue, it's like, we got a little bit of heart, you know? So essentially, Batman takes Robin to the Justice League while the Justice League actually has a mission, and he hangs out with what's going to be the Teen Titans, right? And he's up there and he's having a fucking ball. He's meeting everybody. And as a reader, like, oh, yay. He's getting to have kind of a childhood, you know, he's making friends and he's going out and he's kicking ass. And Hawkeye is completely unaware that the wannabe Teen Titans are skipping out on the, you know, he's completely oblivious that they're out fighting crime. They should be in the Justice League Tower playing video games.
Right.
And Jaden, I see what you're saying. Batman was really weird in this. And the way I interpret that is that's Robin's view of Batman, right? Like, we're not getting the whole story. You know, we're just seeing what Robin sees in Batman, which is very stern, very militaristic.
Interesting.
Very,
I didn't think of it that way.
Very calculated. You know what I'm saying?
Batman is being portrayed the way that Robin feels he is, not necessarily the way he actually is.
100%. I think that's
a really interesting way to think about it.
That's how I read it. I mean, that's how I've been reading it.
I almost wonder if you could almost like say, like, if you were an outside observer, maybe even the dialogue and the words aren't quite the same. You know, maybe Batman says something like, whenever he says Robin mission debrief, maybe he's like, Robin, how did it go? Or, you know, something like that. But all Robin hears is just marching orders. And
exactly. 100%. So, you know, so he goes up there. They go on a couple missions. Batman picks him back up. They land back into the Batcave. And Alfred's like, hey, Robin, like, how did it go? Like, you know, did you have a fun time? You know, like, Mom, you know, after you come from the soccer game. And she's like, did you score any goals? And he's like, yeah, we did this and that and blah, 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 blah. And like, he's just, you know, bouncing off the walls. And then Bruce is like, stay on course, mission debrief. And like, it's literally like Robin was like, zzz, and just started spitting out information about every single sidekick there and how a psychoanalysis of them and how he would defeat them, what their weaknesses were. And they were fucking brutal. Like, just, you know, Wonder Girl is too trusting. That's how I would take that. That's how I would take her knees out. You know, like that's how I would take her out. Speedy is overconfident, but he's got a complex within himself that he's a self-doubter. So that's where I'd go there. You know, like, it wasn't all physical. Like, it was a psychoanalysis of how he would take him out psychologically. And I was like, oh, dude, like, that is brutal. And then you've got, you know, at the end of it, you've got Alfred basically telling Batman that he's a piece of shit. Like, you asshole. Like, this was his birthday and you used it. Upset. Yeah. Like, you used this as a mission. The only thing that I may have missed it, but what's the significance of Croc? Like, why is he going after Robin? Like, he was part of the circus, right?
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember.
I don't get that part. So Jaden, if you can help us out on that. Yeah. But overall, the reason why this is my pick of the week is that aspect, my interpretation of it. The artwork is so fucking good.
So good.
It's so good. And the coloring is amazing. This is a you know what, Nate? Thank you. Thank you for making me read this. It was not on my radar. And I'm going to say it now, when we do our top 10, even though it's at the end of the year, and we're not even getting the end of the book until 2022, this is going to be in my top 10 books. Like,
Yeah.
It's just so good. I'm not a huge I'm not that massive into Batman, and I'm just give me more. Like I know this is only a 3-issue series. I want more, and hopefully there will be more. But that's why this is my pick of the week.
That's Jim's pick of the week.
Is there anything you would like to add? I mean, I knew I just kind of.
No, I agree with it all.
I hit all the cylinders.
Did it all.
All right, let's jump into the next book. Teen Titans United. Be quick. I actually really like this. I like there's parts in the book where I'm like, I think I'm done, and then I get to the end and I'm like, I'm gonna keep reading. Basically, Superboy is Starfire's sister's like new secret weapon, and she's launching an all-out attack on Earth, and that's why I don't think they've explained yet what's the deal with all the popping up metahumans, where normal people are getting powers of other heroes, which I would like to be explained. But I'm digging this invasion by Starfire's sister's race, and that they're coming in and invading Earth, and like they're completely blindsided by it. I thought it was great, and then seeing Superboy, being controlled, like he looks dope as shit when he shows up in the last panel. I'm like, oh, upgrade, here we go. It was freaking cool. Jane goes, so Dick was raised in the circus and his parents were killed by a hamster, I believe. What? And that's when Batman took him. Hamster? Is that a joke? Or is that a typo? Gangster!
I was like, man, this kid's fucking with us, and I just have to go with it. A hamster.
That's good. I love that. I'm gonna have to clip that and put that on our Instagram. That was great. Anyway, Teen Titans United. I'm still digging it. Like I'm still digging it. I think it's good. It's better than Teen Titans Academy. Stab. In my opinion. Did you read it at all? You didn't read it. No. Honorable mention. There you go. All right.
Oh shit! I forgot about this book.
Did you not read it?
I did. I don't know how. I don't know how I read it, but I fucking.
I get frustrated with myself when we put these books on and we want to do our due diligence and read it, and we want to be positive. That's the whole point of our channel. We're not trying to be negative Nancy's. This book is crawling to its conclusion. And I just feel like at issue 6, we should have a mid-issue drop. And we kind of got one at the end of this book, but it felt so that Nate, I think I'm with you. I think I'm done with Berserk. I don't think I'm going past issue 6. I think I'm done. And I'm extremely I'm disappointed in that. Like I wanted this to be, you know what I mean?
Right. And the thing that bugs me is the whole time I was reading this issue, I was just like, done, dumb, don't care, do not care. And then we get to the very final page, and they're like, this is when we're gonna do the big plan that we've been waiting for the whole time.
Right.
And it's really gonna fuck with this guy. And I'm just like,
but do I care?
oh, bastards. I don't think so. I think I'm done.
I think I'm done too. Like, and I don't like that, but it's just, I don't know. Like, maybe it'll be a game time decision. Maybe I'll see issue 7 in the shop and I'm like, all right, fine. But I'm going to have to get it and go, okay, I'm spoiling the shit for myself, because like issue 6 was such a letdown because it felt like I felt like we've read the same panels for 6 issues.
No.
It's been the same thing. And then at the very end, it was something new. And typing with one finger. What? That's funny. Still talking about hamsters over there. Essentially we get the Berserker going through his healing progression again, but with a soldier in hand, and the guy's like, man, you really, like, you're the real deal. Like, that's literally this issue. And then at the end, his doctor therapist is about to crack a massive egg over his head with this like thing. This I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is, and that's supposed to be the hook. But I'm so frustrated with that. You know, it took us 6 issues to get 1 page of consequence. That's my frustration, and I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I expected more, and I think I'm just kind of done. Let's move on. I don't want to be negative. Let's talk about Rush, and I can't talk about it. I couldn't read it.
What?
I couldn't read it, Nate, and I'm so upset with myself. I couldn't read it.
Wow.
I got into 2 pages of it, and then we got into like. It's just my brain. I'm just stupid. Like I'm just that dumb. But like I got 2 pages into it, and I was like, I can't do it. I'm done.
We gotta start putting the Martin Simmons covers on here too, because they're so much better.
I will start doing that for you. I will start doing that.
See,
but
like,
I will pull it up while you work. Yeah, you talk about it. I'll actually put it up on the screen.
So the one thing. So this is my pick of the week, by the way. If you want to.
Oh yeah.
That's Nate's pick of the week.
So I think the thing that is choking you off. Ooh.
What did you just say? Don't ever say that again on this channel, please.
See you later, guys.
There's only one person that can say that to me. Come back, please.
I think the one thing that is bothering you about this is one of the things that I love about it most, and it's the dialogue, the way they speak.
Mm.
I love it. It's very much it fits, 1899 Yukon, like part. You know, you've got people coming from the United States, you've got people coming from Canada, you've got people from country people, city people, all kinds, and you just get all these different dialects and draws, and like I love it so much, and it shows, it for sure is Cy Spurrier being a little bit pompous and saying like look how flourishing I can write.
Right.
But he doesn't do it nearly as much in this issue as he did the first issue. The first issue, because it was a lot more expository than it was dialogue driven.
Right.
It was super flowery, very purple prose, all over the place.
Right.
Whereas this is almost 110%. I don't even know if there's like one expository word bubble here. I think it's literally all dialogue.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a little bit easier to handle. But I find the story really intriguing. Finding a woman in a man's world, sort of forcing her way in, like literally saying like, here I am, this is what's going on, I'm gonna find my son, I'm gonna figure out what the fuck's going on. And her saying, oh, I had a dream about my boy and he's still alive. And they're like, nah, he's dead. And she's like, I didn't fucking ask you, he's alive. And they're like, ma'am, you might be having the hysteric. She's like, don't give me that shit, I'm not fucking hysterical. She's like, I'm paying you I'm not paying you for your opinion, I'm paying you to protect me.
Yeah.
And then of course we get to the point in the story where the guys, they get a gun pulled on him, and the guy that's supposed to be protecting her goes to get his gun, and his hand like cramps up, and he's like, oh, I can't get my gun, and like tries to pull it out, and then she pulls out her gun, and luckily the other people's shotgun is frozen, so they can't shoot it, and so she shoots the guy, blows the dude's ear off, and they all go running. But because they find the area that is her son's claim, and she's going to use this to find her son. She's having her visions here, and then of course she's walking around, and all of a sudden she gets scared because she hears rustling in the bushes, and a 2-headed moose comes out and is like, blah. She's like, oh my god, and falls in the snow, turns around, and there's a Bible in the snow that's almost 100% hidden. And then she turns around and looks, and the moose is gone. But the Bible is her son's, and it looks like it's probably going to have some kind of clue as to where he is and what happened to him. So it seems like there's this mysterious, otherworldly, metaphysical presence of some kind in this area that is helping her one way or the other. I find it very intriguing. It's a little bit of horror, it's a little bit of action, it's a lot of like flowery language, but it's really fun because it's like also a bunch of fucking hicks telling a woman like, "You're in a man's world. You need to do what we say," and she's like, "Fucking no, I'm not."
Nuh-uh.
It's been really good. I really enjoy it. Cy Spurrier has been a writer that has always been. He's done a ton of things that people say is really good. People have personally recommended him to me. The only thing I had ever read of his before was Way of X, and so I was kind of like leery of him.
Yeah.
And so now we're getting here, and I'm like, oh, okay, if this is how he's going to do it, that's what's up. Plus, and I can't say it enough, these fucking Simmons covers are so cool to me. They're so good.
Yeah.
I love them. So,
no,
I seriously look at these cover A's, and I'm like, fuck, that's ugly.
I like the cover A's.
I hate it.
Man,
Also,
you're just slashing. You're just fuck your opinion.
Also, I love that he came up with a little slogan for this. So it's called The Rush, right? That's the name of the book.
Right.
But his slogan with it is, "This hungry earth ruddens under snow-clad hills." Which, of course, you see that in the picture here. But they actually put that on this cover, and it's super cool.
Yeah.
Love it. I can't wait for the next issue. It says it's supposed to be out next week, but I highly doubt it since this one was delayed by a month.
I don't know. I mean, I think we're going to get it. Don't tell anybody, Nate, but we might actually get our books early on time, if that makes sense. And I think it's because it's Christmas, because I think Christmas is right around the corner, and UPS was like, fuck that shit. I don't want to, I don't want to be, I'm going to have a big load of books anyway, packages I got to deliver. So I think Marvel and DC and Diamond were like, got all their shit out early, because Ron was like, they're here. So I think we might actually get our books early on time, which will be fun. Jaden says, I forgot to mention that Croc, I think he was traumatized by being in the circus, and since they based Robin's costume from the old circus suit, I think it triggered him. I think you're right, because I didn't remember. I was like, well, why is he after him? So that makes sense. That'll be cool. I'm digging that book. That's why it's my pick of the week. And so again, this is Nate's pick of the week.
That's Nate's pick of the week.
All right, guys. Well, that is our show for December 15th pools. We will see you guys tomorrow, Monday. No, we won't. What am I saying? We're gonna film it Monday, but you're not gonna see it until Wednesday. So we'll see you Wednesday, December. Let's see, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22.
Look at a calendar. Anyway, we'll see you guys on Wednesday for New Comic Book Day, and then obviously we'll see you on Sunday. Well, let's put that in the air. I'm not sure. I think we'll see you Sunday, because that'll be the day. That'll be Boxing Day. That'll be literally the day after Christmas. So we may have to figure that out. We might take the week off. We'll see. We'll let you know on Wednesday. We got to talk it out. But either way, there will be a new video for Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. But
yeah, for sure,
it'll be up in the air if there'll be an episode this Sunday. So keep your ears tuned. Watch our posts. Follow us on social. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. And as always, fam, read more comics. We'll see y'all later.
Bye-bye. Bye.